again. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. We'll start the week with a preview of the most anticipated college event in history, the inaugural Grapple at the Garden. This highly awaited event will take place in New York City's Madison Square Sunday, December 16th. Now, a field of 14 Division I wrestling programs will be on display, spread across 8 mats on the floor, one of the most famous sports arenas in the world. There'll be 2 rounds of dual meet competitions held, giving fans the opportunity to witness college wrestling at its absolute finest. Included in the field, 7 teams in the current top 25 of the coaches' poll. Number 2, Oklahoma State. Number 4, Ohio State. Number 5, Iowa. Number 7, Missouri. Number 8, Cornell. Number 14, Nebraska. And Maryland, number 18. As of this week, more than 65 nationally ranked wrestlers are expected to compete there as well, including 4 past NCAA champs. Cornell's 3-time national champ, Kyle Dake, will be featured at 165 pounds. The Big Red senior became the first athlete to win 3 NCAA titles as a wrestler in 3 different weight classes when he captured the 57-pound title just last year. Dake has moved up yet another weight this year, looking to make it an amazing 4 NCAA titles at 4 different weights. Can he do it? You'll have to wait and see. Iowa's 2-time NCAA champ Matt McDonough will compete at 125 pounds. The Hawkeye won NCAA titles as a freshman in 2010 and again in 2012 as a junior. He was an NCAA runner-up in 2012 as a sophomore. Ohio State's Logan Stieber, the amazing young one, won the 2012 NCAA title as a freshman. Stieber was a runner-up at last year's Olympic trials event, losing in the final series to eventual Olympic bronze medalist Coleman Scott. Stieber is also a past junior world silver medalist. Oklahoma State's 2011 NCAA champion Jordan Oliver is now competing at 149. The Cowboys senior was second to Stieber in the 2012 NCAA finals and was 4th in the nation as a freshman in 2010. He's also a past junior world bronze medalist. In addition to the 4 past NCAA champions, 2 number 1 ranked wrestlers are set to compete in the city. One of those stars is Iowa's Derek St. John at 157 pounds. The Hawkeye Jr. was an NCAA runner-up last year. The other, number 1 ranked Chris Perry of Oklahoma State. He'll do so at 174. Perry was 3rd at the championships just last year. Now on the team side, number 2 Oklahoma State will take on number 8 Cornell. Number 7 Missouri will square off against the 8th ranked Big Red. The number 4 Buckeyes of Ohio State will see action against number 17 Maryland. The 17th ranked Terps will also battle Mark Manning's number 9 Cornhuskers, while number 7 Missouri caps off the list against number 25 Bloomsburg. Now, the Oklahoma State versus Cornell bout will serve as the showcase of this historical event for sure. Oklahoma State boasts 34 NCAA team titles over the years, while Cornell has yet to win one, but was second in 2011 and has been a top 4 team for the last 3 years. Cornell's top-ranked Kyle Dake will take on number 3 Tyler Caldwell of OSU. Caldwell was a 2011 NCAA runner-up for the crosstown rival, University of Oklahoma. He took a 2012 Olympic red shirt, then transferred to OSU. Another feature bout to take place at 125 will see Alan Waters, the 4th-ranked athlete at that weight, against number 11 Nashawn Garrett of Cornell. So it'll be Missouri versus Cornell. It's a rematch of the finals from the 2012 Cliff Keen Las Vegas Invitational. Waters won that one 6-4. We'll see how it goes in New York City. Well, a match of interest on the local level is between number 6 James Green of Nebraska and number 16 Scotty Winston of Rutgers. Both were high school stars from the great state of New Jersey. Organizers are expecting a big crowd for this event and are encouraging athletes, coaches, and fans from across the Northeast and from across the country to make their way to the Big Apple for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. TheMat.com, of course, will be on hand to film all the action, and we'll send back a complete report for next week's show. Of course, there's still time to get your tickets. Get yours simply by going to thegarden.com/grapple. Again, that's thegarden.com/grapple. We, of course, will continue to keep you up to date on college wrestling throughout the year as we await the arrival of the 2013 NCAA Division I championships. This year, we'll be heading to Des Moines, Iowa, March 21st through the 23rd. Although the early portion of the season includes a variety of open tournaments, many schools are already preparing for the dual meet year. This past weekend, the Bedlam duel between in-state rivals Oklahoma State and Oklahoma took place. The number 2 ranked Cowboys headed to Norman to wrestle the number 10 Sooners on on their home mats. Well, Mark Cody's squad opened strong, earning 2 of the first 3 victories, including a pin by number 1 ranked Kendrick Maple at 141. Well, John Smith's Cowboys responded with fury, capturing the final 7 bouts for a 26-9 Cowboy victory. 2011 NCAA champion Jordan Oliver of OSU got things rolling with a 14-5 major over OU's All-American Nick Lester, that at 149. Oklahoma State's Alec Derringer won his bout at 157. The Cowboys' Tyler Caldwell was a 2-time All-American at 65 for Oklahoma before transferring to State after an Olympic redshirt year. Caldwell came back to Norman for the first time since he switched over to Stillwater. In a highly contested bout, Caldwell needed overtime to top Sooner Patrick Graham and did so 5-3. Now, 2 more big wins sealed the victory for the Cowboys. Of course, they came from number 1 ranked Chris Perry, who grabbed bonus points with a 21-6 tech fall at 74, doing so over Matt Reed. Chris Chianomo's major decision at 184 put the match away. OSU also won the bouts at 97 and at heavyweight. Well, in other top-ranked college action, the 3rd-ranked Gophers hosted the 15th-ranked Oregon State Beavers. Jim Zaleski's guest from the Northwest came out with a passion, winning key matches by pin with Scott Sakaguchi at 149 pounds and R.J. Pena at 157. Well, after 9 matches, the score was all tied up 18-all. Came down to the heavyweights in a battle of ranked stars where the returning NCAA champion Tony Nelson of Minnesota edged out Chad Henke of Oregon State in double overtime with 8 seconds of riding time. Can you imagine that? Jay Robinson's Gophers escaped with a 21-18 victory. Another battle of ranked teams took place when number 16 Pitt battled number 17 Maryland on their home mats in the Steel City. With 6 victories, including 2 with bonus points, Randy Stottlemyre's Panthers stopped Kerry McCoy's Terrapins 23-12. Nick Bonascori got a pin at 174 pounds, while Tyler Wilpes added a tech fall at 165 pounds. Another big win for Pitt was at 97, where the 2nd-ranked Matt Wilpes beat number 13 Christian Boley 7-2. Fans also had the chance to watch 2 Eastern dual meets, which were produced by Takedown Wrestling Media and webcasted live on themat.com and themat.tv. Sunday night, the showdown was in the nation's capital as Teague Moore's American Eagles hosted Kerry McCoy's Maryland Terrapins. American jumped out to a big early lead, winning 3 of the first 4 bouts for a 15-6 lead. Scoring pins were T.J. Giudice at 157 and Keithan Cast at 174 pounds. Now, the Terrapins came back strong with 4 nationally ranked team members earning victories. Important for sure. At 184, Jimmy Sheptock came through with a major decision over Thomas Barrero, followed by a pin at 197 by Christian Boley against Devon Bradley. After a loss at heavyweight, ranked stars Shane Gentry scored a decision and Jeffrey Alexander racked up a major decision of his own, finishing with a 23-21 road victory for the Terrapins. Now, the night before, the takedown crew was at nearby Fairfax, Virginia for the duel between Joe Russell's young George Mason Patriots team and Bruce Burnett's seasoned Navy midshipman. It was Navy's first duel of the year, and the mids were battle-ready, winning the first 9 bouts. Getting bonus points were 3 nationally ranked Navy stars. Bobby Barnheisel got a 14-0 major over Josiah Bethea at 157 pounds. Matthew Miller scored the fall at 174 on Ryan Hembury, and Mason Bailey added a 15-0 tech fall at 185 over Corey Smith. George Mason won the final bout of the night with Rich Lavarado getting a major decision at 125, making the final score 33-4 in favor of Navy. A big thank you to our hosts, both American and, of course, George Mason over the weekend. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Anticipation continues to build in Southern California for the coming Wrestling Nation Champions Tour, which will take place in Tustin on Wednesday, December 19th. 2012 Olympic wrestling medalist Jake Varner, Jordan Burroughs, and Coleman Scott will join world champion Adeline Gray and MMA and Hollywood star Randy Couture at the Tustin High School Performance Arena. They won't be competing or doing a clinic, but they will be involved in an amazing display of skill and entertainment, showcasing their personalities off the mat. Now, two of the featured stars of the show were in LA this last weekend, making appearances and helping to promote the tour. World and Olympic champ Jordan Burroughs and former Greco-Roman star and MMA legend Randy Couture came together to talk about entertaining the fans and promoting the sport they love.
What are some of the things you do off the mat, Jordan?
It's a lot of training, man. I do a lot of training. I train. That's the only thing I do, basically. I wake up in the morning, the only thing on my mind is how can I become a better wrestler today, so that's the lifestyle I lead, and it's helped me, infinitely to be a better wrestler. So we're going to do some crazy stuff, man. For me, I'm an explosive wrestler. I like to run sprints. I like to do a lot of box jumps, a lot of explosive things like that. I can rip a phone book in half, so a lot of cool stuff like that we'll be showcasing come December.
Cool. What about you, Randy? Off the mat, what are you doing now?
Well, I think getting the chance now through athletics, it opened the door for acting, and so learning more about the process of acting, how to make films and be involved in that endeavor. And most people think that's glamorous and easy, but it's actually a grind. You work in 12, 14-hour days for months on end, which is a lot of what we do in wrestling. Getting ready for competition, you train day in, day out for an extended period for that final outcome, for that chance to go out and show what you do. And then I'm finding those similarities in just about everything I do, but certainly finding that and now as I foray into getting the chance to act.
Well, there's still time to get your tickets for the show. If you can get to Southern Cali next week, make sure you check out this awesome event. Look for it on WrestlingNationTour.com. Again, that's WrestlingNationTour.com. Well, one of the most active new organizations within Beat the Streets USA movement is BTS LA. A strong staff of wrestling leaders has been assembled, including Executive Director Yaru Washington, Program Director Kevin Lake, and Program Coordinator and Coach Marcy Van Duzen. A highly respected board and a growing group of volunteers are working with the staff to help bring wrestling to urban LA. BTS LA hosted a huge event just last week for the local wrestling community. The organization hosted a free clinic in the downtown area featuring Olympic and world champion Jordan Burroughs. Burroughs, of course, is always a huge hit, but he was even more so with the kids and coaches who came to Raymond C. Cortinez High School. He talked with the young athletes about how hard work translates into success.
I get to travel all over the world, meet new people. It's just an awesome feeling to be able to do what you love on a daily basis and not have any worries, So I have very few responsibilities. Like I said, I just wake up and try to become the best wrestler ever, and that's come from years and years of hard work. So, I mean, it may look easy now, guys, and I know you guys just watch TV and you watch YouTube and you see the matches that I win and you see the gold medals and the checks and things like that, but I really put in a lot of hard work to get to that point in my career.
Well, the clinic is an example of the programs Beat the Streets provides. Well, the mission of the organization, of course, is to cultivate and support youth development programs in underserved communities within the metro area. BTS wants to inspire excellence, respect for peers, fair play, leadership, and perseverance through the sport. For more information, visit beatthestreets-la.org. Well, last week, Alyssa Lampe was named the Female Athlete of the Month for November by the U.S. Olympic Committee. Lampe won the vote against all athletes in all Olympic sports. Now, as you recall, Lampe won gold medals at 2 international competitions in the month of November. Her first came at 105 pounds at the Hargobind International November 2nd in British Columbia. Lampe went 3-0 in the tournament and defeated Canada's Jasmine Mian in the final. She also added gold at 105 at the New York Athletic Club International November 9th. She won 2 bouts there in a round robin, beating both Ai Nakaya of Japan and Lindsay Almeida of Canada. It's been a great fall for Lampe. She also added a world bronze medal for the USA at 112 pounds in Sherwood Park, Canada, just in September. Figure skating star Ashley Wagner and cycler Katie Compton finished in 2nd and 3rd place. Good job by all 3. We'll be right back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
This week, we visit the U.S. Olympic Training Center in the Springs for an insider's look at our athletes. The last 2 Fridays, the resident freestyle wrestlers have gone to practice with the Greco-Roman athletes for a combined effort. For the past 2 weeks, our U.S. freestyle wrestlers have been practicing Greco-Roman techniques and participating in live bouts. Why would freestyle athletes practice Greco-Roman? We'll just ask the athletes and coaches. One of the hottest wrestlers of the freestyle circuit is Chase Pammy, who's fresh off a huge win at the New York Athletic Club International. In these joint workouts, Pammy worked out with veteran Greco wrestler Bo Beckman and even went one-on-one with National Greco-Roman coach and Olympic champion Steve Frazier. Pammy's very confident this type of cross-training will pay dividends.
Greco's so good for cross training, especially for freestyle. Like, obviously, you know, freestyle's not gonna help a Greco guy as much, but you know, Greco helps a freestyle guy in upper body positions, even just learning, like Coach Bill Zadek was saying, learning to use your body, learning to control a guy and get a guy to move. I mean, those are all things you're using in freestyle. So, I mean, it's helpful.
Well, one of the young resident athletes in the sport of freestyle, of course, is Dwight Howes, a star from Colorado who's at the OTC for training prior to going on to college. The Greco-Roman training he's been receiving has been intense. He worked out with a number of top athletes, including veteran Anton Gottfriedson and 2011 U.S. World Team member Andy Bisick, 2012 Olympian Ben Provisor as well. When it was over, Howes knew the training had paid off.
I mean, it's really good for me, especially I've always liked Greco. I mean, through high school I wrestled a lot of Greco and just came here for freestyle, so it's good to come back. I like it, and it's good for positions for freestyle. You get in those upper bodies, and it's usually in freestyle you don't know what to do. Now it's a lot better to learn.
Well, if you ask the coaches involved from both styles, they'll tell you why wrestling Greco is important for freestylers, especially at the highest level. Olympic champ and national freestyle resident coach Brandon Slay won a pair of World Greco-Roman medals when he was a cadet. He's been pleased with how the combined workouts have helped the freestylers.
Well, as our freestyle resident program, I think one of the biggest advantages we have at the Olympic Training Center that no other place has is the ability to come in and cross-train with our Greco team, with our Greco coaching staff, national coaching staff, Steve Frazier and Momir. So we've been coming in on Fridays and just cross-training and getting the Greco guys to battle with the freestyle guys, which I think has been a boost of extra energy.
Well, National Greco-Roman coach Steve Frazier was an Olympic Greco-Roman champion as an athlete. He was also a senior national champion in freestyle. He's a huge advocate of cross-training in all styles.
I thought it went great. I love it. I love it. Bringing the two teams together. Nice pummeling, nice fighting. Everyone's competitive. Having all the coaches in the room at the same time, both freestyle and Greco, brings up the energy too. So I think it was a real energetic, great practice. Personally, I think it was a great practice.
Well, National Freestyle Developmental Coach Bill Zadek won a world title in freestyle when he was a resident at the OTC. He often trained with the Greco-Roman team for additional experience in upper body positions.
From a technical perspective, our freestyle guys have a lot to develop, and they learn a different feel. They learn how to use their bodies a little bit more, not so much just their limbs, fighting-wise from the neutral position on their feet. and just the feel, the hips, the body position that you develop there is it's gonna really advance what they already do.
Well, Assistant National Greco-Roman coach Momir Petkovic was an Olympic champion himself. He believes that the joint Greco workouts are great for athletes in both styles.
Well, I think worked out very well. We are the same family. Wrestling is on a mat. It doesn't matter what. I think, especially freestyle guys, they're gonna get a lot out of it. Basically, getting the skills, in a very uncomfortable zone, being close with their bodies, learning how to use the body, underhook positions, and all kind of stuff. So I think it was very valuable for everybody, especially for them.
Olympic Greco-Roman champ Steve Frazier worked out with Olympic freestyle champ Brandon Slay. Obviously, they get it, and so do the athletes. Well, U.S. senior wrestlers will be competing again this weekend at the new Minnesota Storm Holiday Cup in Rochester, Minnesota. The event allows athletes in all Olympic styles to get a competition in prior to the holiday season. Well, the hosting Minnesota Storm are well known for their Greco-Roman success. Olympic medalists Brandon Paulson and Garrett Lowney are along from the program. Freestyler Brandon Eggum won a world silver medal with the club. Past club member Allie Bernard went on to win a world medal in women's freestyle. Now, the event will be webcast live on themat.com with Chris Moen providing the commentary. Well, also on the weekend webcast will be the finals of one of the top high school tournaments of the year, the Minnesota Christmas Tournament, which will be held alongside the other event. The finals also set for themat.com and themat.tv. Although it's been only months since the 2012 Summer Olympics, all three U.S. national team programs are heating up, gearing up, if you will, for training and competition, with focus squarely on preparing for the 2016 Summer Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We talked with national women's coach Terry Steiner about the importance of having a strong 2013.
Well, I think the sooner you can get yourself on those kind of teams, I mean, the more experience you're going to get, and really outside of training, the thing we really need is just that international experience, being on as many foreign trips as we can, and wrestling that style as much as we can, because that's how we learn.
Fans, stay tuned. There's more. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Both of these guys are explosive, and it's not over. This is going to be a great match.
Well, wrestling got a lot of national attention over the last 2 weeks when a video featuring a middle school wrestling match went viral. In a sign of true sportsmanship, 7th grade wrestler Justin Kivett allowed his opponent from another school who has cerebral palsy, Jared Stevens, to win their match. Well, it was a very touching moment for all who were in attendance, and for those of you who've seen it, I'm sure you'll agree. Jared is a member of his school's wrestling team and wanted to compete in a match. Justin's act of kindness allowed him to achieve that very dream. Craig Kivett, father of the wrestler who showed the amazing sportsmanship, posted a video of the bout on his Facebook page and on YouTube, where it became an instant sensation throughout the world. As of December 10th, the video had 540,000 views and 125,000 shares on Facebook. The young men and their families have been profiled in major media reports for several days, including a segment on ABC's Good Morning America. Craig, Justin's father, posted this message on USA Wrestling's Facebook page about the reaction to the video. As the parent of the pin boy, Justin, I can only say that we've been overwhelmed by the outpouring of positive comments about the event. Justin and his opponent, Jared Stevens, had never met before, and the rest simply became history. The Brotherhood of Wrestling brought these two courageous kids together and will forever link them together. Very few people other than the wrestling community get this. I would have never believed that this story would have taken off the way it has, but it speaks so well to the heart of those that participate in wrestling at all ages and all skill levels. Peace. Well, this story makes us all proud to be involved in the great sport of wrestling. If you're not a believer now, you will be once you see the video. Well, folks, that'll do it for this week's show. For all of us at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper, wishing each and every one of you a happy holiday season. Good night.